Welcome back to FasTrax Cars. I'm Kevin Matlo, and I got Gail here with an absolutely stunning 1956 T-Bird. Gail, welcome to my show.
Thank you very much.
Tell me a little bit about your car.
We bought it in 1978, brought it home in December. It was bought from a real estate magnate in Edmonton. He had a 5, 6, and 7, and he was selling them all, and we were at the right spot at the right time, so we picked it up. It's been garaged ever since. It's driven very little, of course, because of just, Alberta weather. But my kids grew up in it. My daughter had 2 or 3 friends. I used to have 3 little girls in the car, and I tooled them around town. And it's been a pleasure. The car hobby is unbeatable. You meet so many wonderful people over the years, and you stay friends for so many years.
Absolutely.
It is a California car.
Okay.
Original interior. It was repainted about 15 years ago, and my husband passed away 11 years ago, and this was the last car that he finished and detailed. He did get to ride in it. Never got to drive it, but he got to ride in it. And we've been in the hobby since for 50 years, right? And our kids, we've taught our kids to respect cars. We've taught our grandkids to respect cars. It's just something that either you love it or you don't. I was very fortunate. My husband let me drive the cars. So many husbands don't, but it was a joint effort for the hobby. And we traveled Pennsylvania, we traveled to Portland. If it wasn't for the car hobby, there was a lot of places we would not see.
Absolutely, so, absolutely. Now the car is obviously not a daily driver.
Oh, absolutely not.
No. Just car shows.
Car shows, yeah. And it is driven. It's not trailer. It is driven car. So it's something. We got the wheels they were bought back in the year my husband passed away. This was the last thing he wanted to buy for the car. They're actually original, or they are actual wire wheels, and it just popped the car out. It's I have the original, of course, but this, when you see this coming down the road,
the wire spokes.
The wire spokes pop out,
Absolutely. It's just a look of the era that you just can't beat that look.
You can't beat the wide white walls. You look at the cars today, and there's some beautiful cars out there today, but you look at nostalgia, and this is what you think of,
This
right?
is it. This is what you think of when you think of classic cars.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah.
And what engine's in this car?
This is a 312.
Okay.
That's not they normally came with a 292. This is up. This has, the only thing it doesn't have is air conditioning. It has power steering, power wakes, power windows. It has the 2 tops. I have the hard top, the porthole hard top has been on a sling for 35 years. I use it anymore because I have the soft top, what they consider a soft top in the back, because you never know when it's going to rain. It is manual. It is a job to put it on and off, but it is. And when you have that top on, you feel like you're in a tin can because you're close to the ground. You're kind of claustrophobic going down Highway 2, and you have a semi come up to you and you're just at their wheels. Very different feeling when you're driving, and you have to be very defensive driving these cars because number one, even today I'm going down the highway, people are slowing down taking a picture, so you always have to be looking front, back, beside to make sure somebody doesn't run into you looking at it. But I always do a wave. I'm not scared to have kids sit in my car and take pictures. I think it's a family thing. If you don't have the young people involved in it, it's going to go away. So very often I'll have a family come up and say, do you mind? It's just a car, and you see this smile on these little boys' faces, and you got this grin, and I mean, you can't beat it, right?
That's right.
It's all about sharing too.
Building the culture for next generation.
Next generation,
Absolutely.
Yeah. And normally, if you have one car, you have more than one. I have more than one. I have a Chrysler, but it's something that over the years, it's what you do, who you're with. It doesn't matter where you're in Calgary, Red Deer. If you go to a car show, you're going to meet people that you know, and you sit down there and you visit. It's just like old friends coming back over and over again. So,
That's fantastic. That's what the channel's about. My channel's about car culture.
Yes.
It's about cars, but it's also about the people and why the cars and why do you have them and what it's like to own them. And part of your life.
It's part of the life. I mean, the mechanics of them are old school mechanics, as I like to call them, are going away, and you have to have the younger people learning about how to fix this car, how to keep it up, because, you know, if you don't have someone to take care of it, they're just going to go away. Right?
Absolutely.
You know, when you look at the old Model A's, Model T's, they're still around, but who really can drive it?
That's right.
You know, who can fix it? Mind you, and there's nothing to them, but who can fix it? They look at it.
Most people say they can't even drive a standard.
And they can't drive a standard. That's one thing that, for all you moms out there and that have teenagers, make sure you give their driving test on a standard. Make sure they go to the city and learn how to drive in the city on a standard. My kids, that was one of the rules. You had to go to the city, you had to learn how to drive a standard. You know, anybody can drive an automatic, right? Well, maybe not. Okay, I'm not going to. There are people that shouldn't be driving, period. But okay, we won't go there. We won't go there.
No, not today.
Not today. Not today. But that's another thing is that and let your kids drive. You know, let them be involved in that, because it's all part of it, right?
Yeah.
You know, they can clean it just as good as you can. I mean, wash on, wash off. It's, you know, something that they can do. My grams, they know when they come, they want to ride in it, they help grandma clean it.
Absolutely.
You know? And I have one grandson that's just got his learner, so that's a little scary, but he's like Ariel and Johnny going around the corners. But, you know, it's all fun. It's all good. It's all part of it, right? Yeah.
But growing up, being able to drive a car like these cars that's something most people don't have the opportunity to get. So
no,
that's
absolutely
huge.
not. And I mean, this is lucky because it's an automatic. But, you know, when you think about the cars of today, you know, they're just, everything's electronic, and you push this button and it helps you back up and it helps you go forward. And this one, you have to drive it. You actually have to feel that. You can't just let the steering wheel go. You can't just, you know, you have to literally drive the car. And yes, if you let go, yes, it's going to take off on you sometimes. And I know one of my friends wanted to drive it, and I gave him a lesson on how to drive it.
Yeah.
You know, and this is, you know, you have to do this, this, and this. Remember, it's not the brakes of today. You have to allow the different time. And it's a different type of drive, but it's a fun drive.
Yeah.
It's a fun drive. You know?
And not power steering.
It's power. No, this is power.
It is power
This
steering?
is everything.
This is
Power
power.
steering,
Oh,
power
really?
brakes.
It's loaded.
It's loaded except for air.
Wow.
In California, the air was an option there because, of course, of the heat.
Of course.
Right here,
Of
we
course.
don't have to worry about air.
Don't have to worry about
we
it.
have to make sure the furnace or the heater works. But yeah, we were very fortunate with this particular car because it was number one in really good shape anyway, and it had all the options with the bigger engine also too, right?
Yeah.
It was. And it has, you know, being the 56, you've got a little bit of 5, a little bit of 7, you have the porthole top, you have the Continental kit. It just gives that little extra pounds. And this is one of the most common or the most desirable colors. Some people call it robin eggs blue, some people, I call it just, I do robin's egg blue, you know, more for what that color. In the pictures, though, sometimes in the picture, like I have a picture of it, and it looks like it's baby blue.
Right.
Just the way the camera takes
The exposure,
it,
yeah.
the exposure of it. So, but this is this color brings more money.
Yeah.
You know, than a white or a black.
Yeah,
or
of
whatever
course.
else, because it just it pops out, right?
It does.
So, and because all the shows coming up here, all these little things. But other than that, it's all good.
And on this car, obviously, it's a suspension still stock, or has it all been redone?
It's been updated as far as, you know, but it's original.
The original.
The Nero's type of suspension.
Yeah.
I had it done probably about 4 or 5 years ago, just because.
Right.
I mean, it has to be mechanical. It
Of
has
course.
to be driven. I had a heating problem. We got that fixed. It's maintenance. Like anything else, it's maintenance. It gets its regular oil changes. It gets, you know, all that. I'm lucky enough my son helps me with the maintenance of it, so it's all good.
And brakes wise, is it drums front and back? Or is it discs on the back?
You know, I'm not sure on this one.
I'll take a look when I see it.
You take a
and
look.
see.
What else is?
Interiors
Interior?
redone?
No.
It's original.
This is original interior. The only thing that was like the seats are original. I did change the carpet because it got stained.
Yep.
And I did change the kick panels again because they got damaged,
Right.
by people. But other than that, the actual seats and everything else are original.
Original.
Original from them.
And the dash and steering wheel is original steering wheel?
Original steering wheel, original
Wow.
dash. The trunk has never been repainted. The outside was repainted, but the trunk, the inside is still original paint. That's never been touched.
Right.
The trunk's never been all this stuff in there. We did get a new mat, of course, because it just wears, right?
Of course.
Over the years.
Of course.
And, well, UV, whatever.
Yeah.
What else?
Chrome is all original
Chrome is all original, yeah. We were, as I say, we were very lucky when we bought the car because it was in such good shape and, of course,
Great shape,
crashed all the time. So, that makes a difference when and I have, of course, the proper car cover and, it's kept, dust-free when it's in the garage. So,
and all just stock exhaust. There's nothing on the exhaust tuned or anything.
Other than not tuned, just, modern, new,
of course.
but updated. But,
Still sounds the same.
Oh, it sounds so good. There's a sound about old cars that, like even my sister, she said, when we take off in light, she says, on the way here, she said, oh, I love that sound. She said, because it's just unique. It's unique to the era. It's unique to, when you consider the mechanics back then, and how advanced some of them were.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
That's
Absolutely amazing. Yeah. It's all good.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for being on my channel. I do appreciate you spending the time with me.
No problem. I appreciate it. Or I enjoyed it, actually.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
If you're an automotive enthusiast like we are, like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you're alerted when new videos go live.